He walked into court thinking this would be easy. A 90-year-old woman living alone, no lawyer, no one to fight for her. He had the paperwork. He had the dates. He had everything, except the one thing Judge Judy demands: the truth. The case before the court was straightforward on paper. Mr. Gerald Walton, a property owner in suburban Connecticut, was seeking an eviction order against his tenant of 31 years, Margaret Holloway, age 90. According to the filing, Walton claimed Margaret had violated the terms of her lease by causing repeated disturbances, allowing unauthorized occupants to live in the unit, and failing to maintain the premises in acceptable condition. 3 violations, 3 grounds for removal. On paper, it looked clean, the kind of case that gets processed in minutes. A signature, a stamp, and a 90-year-old woman finds herself on the street. But this was Judge Judy's courtroom. And in Judge Judy's courtroom, paperwork is just the beginning of the story. Mr. Walton took his position at the podium with the confidence of a man who had done this before. He was composed. He was prepared. He laid out his case like a checklist. Your Honor, the tenant has become a disruption to the other residents. She has people coming and going at all hours. The unit itself has deteriorated significantly under her occupancy. I have photos, I have complaints from other tenants, and I have documented every incident over the past 18 months. He handed up a thick folder of evidence, photos of the apartment, complaint letters, maintenance requests. It looked thorough. It looked professional. Judge Judy took the folder. She flipped through the first few pages slowly. Then she looked up. Sir, how long has Mrs. Holloway lived in this building? 31 years, Your Honor. 31 years. And all of these violations, when did they start? About 18 months ago. Judge Judy's pen stopped moving. 18 months. After 31 years of silence, suddenly, this tenant is a problem. Judge Judy didn't say that out loud, but her expression said everything. Margaret Holloway walked to the podium slowly. She was small. Her voice was quiet but steady. She had no folder, no photos, no complaints. Just her words. Your Honor, I have lived in that apartment since my husband was alive. He passed 14 years ago, and I've been alone since. I don't have visitors at all hours. My daughter visits me twice a week, and she has for years. The unit is the same as it's always been. He wants me out because... Judge Judy raised her hand. Just a moment. I want to hear what he wants first. I'll get to you. It wasn't dismissive. It was strategic. Judge Judy was about to let the landlord talk himself into a corner. Judge Judy turned back to Walton. Sir, these complaints you've submitted, the ones from other tenants, I'd like to see the originals. Walton hesitated, just slightly. A half-second pause that most people wouldn't notice. These are copies, Your Honor. The originals are at the property management office. I didn't ask about the originals at your office. I asked about the originals in this file. These copies, they're not dated. They're not signed. They're not on any letterhead. Who wrote these? I compiled them from verbal complaints, Your Honor. Judge Judy put the folder down. You compiled them from verbal complaints. So these are not actual complaints from tenants. These are your summaries of conversations you say you had with other tenants. Is that correct? That's correct, but... No buts, sir. These are not evidence. These are your notes. There's a difference. The room shifted. The air got heavier. Then, Judge Judy found the second problem. Judge Judy turned to the photos of the apartment. She studied them for a long moment. Sir, these photos, when were they taken? Within the last 6 months, Your Honor. And the unit number visible in the photos, that's 4B, correct? Yes. According to your own filing, Mrs. Holloway lives in Unit 6A. Silence. Walton opened his mouth, then closed it. Your Honor, there may have been a mix-up in the labeling. A mix-up in a legal filing. You're asking this court to evict a 90-year-old woman from her home of 31 years. And you've submitted photos of a different apartment, unsigned complaint summaries with no verification, and, let me check. Oh yes, a list of unauthorized occupants that includes a woman who has been dead for 2 years. Margaret spoke softly from the podium. That was my sister, Your Honor. She passed in 2023. She never lived with me. She visited me in the hospital once. Judge Judy closed the folder. Judge Judy looked directly at Gerald Walton. Sir, you have wasted this court's time with fabricated evidence. You have submitted photographs of a unit that isn't even the tenant's. You have invented complaints that no tenant has ever formally filed, and you have listed a deceased woman as an unauthorized occupant, a woman who visited her sister in the hospital before she died. She turned to the clerk. The eviction is denied. The case is dismissed with prejudice, and I am referring this file to the Connecticut Commission on Human Rights and Opportunities for investigation into potential housing discrimination based on age and disability. Mrs. Holloway has been a model tenant for 31 years. The only thing that changed 18 months ago is that you decided you wanted her out. She looked back at Walton one final time. You picked on the wrong person, sir, and you are in the wrong courtroom. Before we continue, if you're watching this and feeling something right now, that's what real justice looks like. Hit that subscribe button and the notification bell. The Judy Vault is building the largest collection of Judge Judy courtroom moments on YouTube. You don't want to miss what comes next. After the court that day, Margaret Holloway went home. The same apartment, the same building she'd lived in for 31 years. Her daughter drove her, just like she does every visit. The Connecticut Commission opened an investigation into Walton's rental practices within 2 weeks of Judge Judy's referral. 3 other elderly tenants in the same building came forward with similar stories: pressure tactics, fabricated complaints, illegal entry attempts, all targeting residents over 70. Gerald Walton's property management license came under review. He stopped filing eviction proceedings against any tenant in the building. Margaret never moved. She turned 91 that spring. Her daughter still visits twice a week. And nothing changed in that apartment because nothing needed to change. It was already home. This is what happens when a 90-year-old woman walks into the right courtroom. Judge Judy didn't just save her home. She exposed an entire system of abuse. If this case moved you, share it. Someone needs to see this today. Subscribe to the Judy Vault for full Judge Judy cases, courtroom breakdowns, and the most powerful legal moments ever captured on camera. I'll see you in the next one.